Chin tucked boxing, baby.
Yep, you know what time it is, man. This is, of course, your favorite channel, man, CTB. It's Chin Tuck Boxing. I'm your boy, Jay Slay. Say what up to him, man.
What's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in.
Most definitely. This is most definitely our fight review, man. It was a decent card, man. I'm not gonna lie. A couple upsets. Not so much with the fights, but more so with if you let the announcers call it. The announcers said it was an upset. We didn't think it was an upset. And on top of that, one of the fighters we thought would have been a better fighter didn't really show up tonight, man. But I'm gonna let you tell it, man. What was your overall opinion? Let's start with the undercard first. We build the anticipation for the Canelo fight. What you thought about the upset of Ugas, man? Did you think it was an upset, or do you think it was writing on the wall?
I think it was an upset. I don't think it was no major upset, but I doubt Ugas would win. I thought he was a bigger man. But apparently, you know what I'm saying, Barrios was faster than him. He was beating him to the punch. Ugas looked slow tonight to me. I mean, he's never been too fast anyway, but he looked slower tonight to me. He looked 38 years old. And his ass started to swell up again, and he seemed to have eye problems. And I think he's at the end of his career at this point. I think he's had a good career. You know, his highlight was probably the Manny Pacquiao fight. But at this stage, I don't think that Ugas got much to offer as one of the top tier guys in the division anymore. Up and coming fighter, if he wanted a name, maybe. But even at this point, after he lost to Mario Barrios, like a guy like Boots, or he wouldn't get credit for beating Ugas at this stage. Pete Thurman wouldn't get credit for beating Ugas at this stage. And we talked about it on camera. We said that Thurman missed a perfect opportunity to get a quality win over a well-known opponent.
Even
though he looked like shit, if it would have been Thurman tonight, we might would have said, "Damn, Thurman just looked good tonight." You know what I'm saying? Maybe he just made Ugas look like shit. So he dropped the bag.
That's like cut you off real quick, but on top of that, they would have headlined their own. It might have been a pay-per-view, but they would have headlined their own fight. It would have been the headline on Showtime. Yeah. So he pretty much dropped the bag on that headliner fight that he would have had probably a spectacular knockout. To be honest with you, the way Barrios looked on him. But go ahead.
Yeah, like you said, that caught me off guard. Mario Barrios, he hurt him a couple times in the fight.
He almost stopped him.
Yeah, he almost stopped in the last round. So, I mean, props to Mario Barrios, because we talking about how bad Ugas look, but you still got to give Barrios props. Maybe he's starting to grow into 147 pounds, because it's like his third fight or fourth fight in the division. So he looked like he's more comfortable at 147. He still looked fast, even though, he's a natural 140-pound fighter, but he looked fast at 147. So, I'm going to watch him and see what he looked like in his next fight, but we was just talking about it off camera. It looks like it's setting up for probably a Boots versus Barrio fight. That makes sense to both of us. So hopefully that's the next fight. Are you interested in that fight?
Yeah, I watch it. Like you said, only because of what Barrio's been doing. Because Barrios, like you said, this is his third fight at the weight class. Even though he lost to Keith Thurman, he still went 12 rounds with Keith Thurman. He gave Keith Thurman some problems. He actually hurt Keith Thurman to a body shot. If I remember correctly. So he actually, hurt Keith Thurman as well. So that goes to show you that he wasn't no fluke when he hurt Keith Thurman in that weight class. That also show how good Tank is on top of that. Because Tank got rid of the guy at 140. Or it could have been that, maybe it could have been Barrios was weight drained. It can go both ways. So I'm trying to be both ways on it, trying to be even killed on the joint. But Barrios, like you said, he seems stronger and faster at 147. Do we have a shot to beat Boots? I won't go that far. I still think Boots power will dominate him or hurt him. I agree with you with Keith Thurman dropping the bag on that fight. Keith Thurman he might have had a spectacular knockout against Ugas, and he dropped that bag because he couldn't get in shape. Let's just call a spade a spade. I'm kind of tired of talking shit about Keith Thurman, man. So I'm gonna leave him alone for right now. I kind of been talking shit about him for the last two shows.
Yeah.
so I'm gonna leave
Keith Thurman. The last 2 years.
So I'm gonna leave Keith Thurman off of it. All I'm gonna say is Barrios look good, man. I'm actually happy for the kid, man, because the kid, like I said, his claim to fame was losing the Tank. You know what I'm saying? That was his claim to fame, and he flipping that and actually becoming a real solid welterweight. While I don't see him being a champion at welterweight, he became a real solid, real solid welterweight. I think he won the belt. He won like the interim, what's the WBC, right? I think it was. Yeah, WBC. The WBC silver belt. So he's in line, man. I mean, he's in line for a championship title fight. He actually said he won a title fight at 147. So No, if both Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford decide to move up, then he gonna have to face Boots for one of them belts. He probably have to do a Keith Thurman rematch, which I don't think I really want to see that fight, to be honest with you. But it might wind up playing out to be that way for real. But on to the next fight, man. The fight that I'm not gonna lie, it disgusted me, man. I was disgusted by this fight. I'm not gonna lie, I was disgusted by the commentary in this fight. I was disgusted about some of the posts I seen on Facebook about it being a robbery. That's a Luben versus Ramos fight, man. In my opinion, I watched the fight closely. In my opinion, Ramos was jabbing the shit out of, Luben was jabbing the shit out of Ramos all night long. He was making them miss, making them pay. The only time Ramos actually got off on his punches when Luben was on the ropes. Whenever Luben was in the middle of the ring or Luben was circling the ring, Ramos couldn't find him. So I don't know why the announcers was pretty much calling it a gift decision. Pretty much like my mom said, trying to say, it's his birthday, he got a gift decision for his birthday tomorrow, and all kind of biased ass commentary that was going on. In my opinion, I think they was trying to. It was an all Mexican card. Let's call it what it was. Every fight had a Mexican in it, from Barrios to Ramos to Canelo Alvarez, of course. So I think they was hoping for a landslide victory with the Mexicans. Let's call it what it is. And I think
even the team, like the whole team from the announcers and everybody was calling the fight that was ringside. Everybody was either white or Mexican. The only black guy was I can't say the bald headed guy's name. Yeah, but he just the host, so he don't really talk about the fight. He just hosting the event, and he pretty much in charge of the whole event as far as, but he's not into everybody else that had a mouth in the event or a word in the event was either white or Mexican. And I was thinking, where were the brothers at? Not to say that, but I thought I wanted to hear some of the brothers' commentary on the fight. And it was weird to me that
Sean Porter, man.
Sean Porter, was he in any part of that fight? Because I seen the whole lineup, but I just.
That's what I'm saying. They got rid of him. He's not with Showtime anymore.
Oh, see, I don't understand it. I don't. That's kind of weird to me. But like he was saying, it just seemed like it was biased. And I'm gonna tell you the reason why I thought it was so bad was I was getting ready for work, and I didn't have the volume on. And from round 2 to round 8, I'm getting ready. So the phone is turned down, but I'm watching the fight while I'm getting ready, but just no volume. And in my mind, I'm like, damn. I'm like, Luben is working the hell out of Ramos right now. I'm like, what the hell is going on? He been on the boxing clinic. He looking good. And I get in my car and I cut the car on and then Bluetooth the fight to the phone in the car, and I'm hearing the fight and they talking like Ramos is up 3 or 4 rounds. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So I'm thinking maybe I'm tripping because I'm watching the fight on my way to work. I mean, when I was getting ready, so I'm like, maybe I'm missing shit. But then you text me and you like, what the fuck? What's going on? Like, why they act like Luben is losing this fight? And I said, I thought it was just me. So I don't get it, but I hate it because to me, I hate to call people casuals. I'm not gonna call casual. People that don't really watch boxing religiously like we do, like watch it, like really watch boxing. You are influenced. You are really influenced by the announcers. You know what I'm saying? So you have an announcer doing the round, calling the fight, and he's talking. He's telling you that this guy's winning the round. If you don't really know what you're watching or you don't really know how to judge the round, you just go with what they say. Mm-hmm. So I don't like that because a lot of the majority of fans are gonna think that Luben got a gift when we should be celebrating Luben coming back from adversity and actually winning a tough fight against a up and coming fighter that was supposed to be the next guy in line at their weight of 154 pounds.
What blew me for real was how they was saying that was pretty much like Luben needed to throw more punches. Even this corner was saying the same thing. Like Cunningham was saying the same thing. Cunningham was like, you gotta throw more punches. Which I understand why Cunningham was saying that. He's the trainer, so he want to make sure that his fighters are ahead. You know what I'm saying? Don't leave no type of stone unturned type shit. Yeah. But the announcer was in there was like, yeah, Luben need to, he need to do this and Luben need to do that. I'm looking at Ramos like he not doing shit. Like he ain't doing shit either. All he doing is following. He just pretty much following Luben around the ring, getting caught by jabs, and then waiting until Luben get on the ropes to throw punches. Like I didn't see him do anything different. Go ahead. I'm
glad you said that, but I'm gonna let you finish about Cunningham. But people gonna say, well, Cunningham was telling him he need to throw more punches. He ain't had them. Cunningham was telling him that because he knew that this was a showcase for Ramos.
Yeah.
So he knew that it couldn't be a razor thin fight because he knew his fighter couldn't win that fight. So he was talking to him like he was either a close fight or he's behind because he needed him to keep going because he needed to win this fight by 2 to 3 rounds because he knew the bullshit that politics and boxing were gonna happen. So for anybody to say, "Oh, Cunningham thought the same thing," no, he didn't. He just knew that his fighter was down by 2 rounds when he stepped into that ring that night.
Cunningham, like I said, he won't try to leave no stone unturned. Cunningham was telling him he need to let his hands go because that was the next step of dominating him. If you already beating him with the jab, in Cunningham mind, and any fighter or trainer mind is you hitting them easy with the jab. Throw that 1-2 behind it. Throw a 1-2, you know what I'm saying, with a hook behind it. Or something. Like you hitting them so easy with the jab, throw something else behind it. So that's what Cunningham was thinking. Cunningham was thinking like, come on, man, let your hands go. You catching them easily with the jab. That's what I was seeing with my 2 eyes. I'm like, damn, he jabbing them up. And then I kept saying, get off the ropes, Luben, get off the ropes. So whenever Luben got off the ropes, like I said, Ramos couldn't find him. Would you want to see the rematch of that fight? I'm going to be honest with you, I wouldn't want to see it, but I can see why they would do it again because of, you know, the fans. I'm pretty sure the fans would come out in the uproar saying there was a robbery, quote unquote. And if you Luben and you Luben's team, would you even do it again?
No, I would. I think he won. I ain't saying they won a competitive fight, but I think he won by 2 to 3 rounds. I mean, in that fight to me. So I don't think he got nothing else to prove in that fight. And I think Luben really want a chance to be a world champion. He don't have time to go back and prove us or prove the doubters wrong that he won that fight. I think it's clear he won the fight. He need to be setting himself up for a championship fight.
He should go ahead and fight Tim Tszyu, in my honest opinion. If you want to go in the championship contention, he need to go in there and fight Tim Tszyu. This is really the only guy in his way, in my opinion. You're not gonna fight Charlo right now. Charlo coming off a Canelo fight, so on the same card. I don't see Canelo coming back down and wait to rematch Luben, who he knocked out in the first round a while ago. I think Charlo looking for the bigger fights. If Charlo don't get a Crawford fight, I think Charlo going to fight more likely a Tim Tszyu or somebody like that. So if you Luben, you want to get that. You want to get Tim Tszyu before Charlo get him. That's my honest opinion. But look to the main event, man. Back to Charlo, man. I'm not gonna lie, Charlo disgusted me himself too, man. I think Charlo, he respected the Canelo too much. All week long, everybody was wondering why Charlo wasn't being rowdy and why Charlo wasn't running his mouth. And me, I was like, you know, he gonna open up when the fight start. He gonna open up when the fight start. The moment I seen him walking in the arena, you know how they show the camera when they walk into the arena and shit. The moment I saw Charlo face walking into the arena, I was like, yeah, he gonna lose this fight. He looked like he was nervous. He looked like he kind of didn't want to be there. And then when they showed him in the back when his brother was in the locker room, he had like a pale face. Like he looked pale to me. I'm not gonna lie. Like it's like the nerves was getting to him. So I'm gonna say that it was a lot of nervous energy, and then I'm gonna also say that he respected him too much. I'm not gonna blame Derrick James, cause I blame Derrick James for the Errol Spence fight, so I'm not gonna do that again. What I will say is, the game plan, in my opinion, of moving around the ring was solid. He did it right. You want to move around the ring, you want to tire Canelo out, but at some point you got to sit down on some shit. You can't move the whole fight. So do you see what I saw, man? I'm gonna be honest with you. I even though Canelo was bigger and stronger, you know what I'm saying, I don't think Charlo did enough to even make it a convincing fight if he was trying. Like, he didn't seem like he was trying to be more the competitive. He seemed like he was trying to survive.
We somewhat agree from what we talked about off camera. The thing is, I think that he respected him too much from the beginning. Like I told you, from the press conference to the lead up to the fight, he wants Charlo. Charlo is a talker. He's emotional. He's mean. He's agitated easily. This fight, he was just overly respectful, and that was already a sign for me that he won't gonna come with that same grit and that dog and that lion that he come in the ring. So I knew when he got in the fight, he wasn't gonna be overly aggressive. Now, like he was saying for the fight, people don't understand is people think with Canelo that you just gonna dance around, outbox him and win the fight. But people don't understand. I think Canelo's weakness is when you attack him. And that's what I think Mayweather did. Mayweather fought, but Mayweather pressed forward. And I think that Charlo didn't do enough of that. Mayweather picked combinations together, pressed forward, 1 or 2 shots, got out of there, and reset and did the other thing.
More importantly, he sat down. Mayweather sat down on his punch.
He sat down on shot.
The uppercut he bounced Canelo head over with, he sat down on the uppercut.
So, and Charlo never really did that. He did that maybe 3 times the whole fight. And you think he made a decision before he got in the ring. I think he made a decision about the 3rd round. I think he realized, to me, the power was too much. I think the size was too much. And I think he made a business decision not to get hurt too bad. He said, I'll take my bag and go back to 154 and try to get another bag with Timzu and Crawford, rather than take some long-term damage and it's going to affect me for my fight with them. So I think he said, I'm going to take the bag and have a sparring session, more or less. Yeah, and really go in there and really attempt to try to win, knowing that it could risk them getting hurt. But I think if he had been more aggressive, it would have gave him a better chance of winning. But, it is what it is. I kind of figured this because me personally, I think the main thing in the fight, I don't think he could hurt Canelo. I think Canelo didn't respect his power at 168. I think he failed it, and when he failed it, he walked through his shit. And I think that fucked with Charlo. I think when he hit him with clean shots and he saw that it didn't really make Canelo reset or really hurt him, I think that fucked with him. And I think he just made a business decision, like I said, to play it safe and just get to a decision and say, that's the first thing he said. Listen, after the fight was over, he said, I made it to the end of the fight. You had other guys that didn't get to the end of the fight. They got stopped. So he was happy. He was happy about making it to the end of the fight. So to me, I didn't like that. I didn't like it.
Yeah, I didn't like it. I was gonna touch on that too. You could tell he wasn't trying to win the fight by how he ended the fight. How he went out there and said, yeah, Canelo knocking out all these other guys, but he knocked me out. I'm coming up in weight, blase, blase. So like I said, even when the punches he sat down on, the 3 or 4 punches he sat down on it, but it was only one punch. Like when look how he fought Castino, I can't pronounce the guy's name, Castillo. Castano, what's Castano? Look how you fought Castano. Look how you fought Castano. He was throwing punches in bunches. It was 1 or 2, maybe 3, sometimes 4 punches in a row. He literally threw 1 or 2 punches at a time with Canelo. You know what I'm saying? And the times he wasn't throwing 1 or 2 punches, it was like arm punches. He was pretty much tapping and arm punches to keep Canelo at bay. So, but like you said, and real quick, at the end of the fight, how he said, I survived the fight, blase, blase, and then he called out Terrence Crawford. You know what I'm saying? To me, I told you behind the scene, I said, oh, now he want to call out Crawford. Crawford been calling you out all the whole lead up to the Errol Spence fight. And you've been saying the whole time, oh, you got to fight Canelo first. You got to fight Spence first. Go and fight Spence. You're a weight class below me. I ain't worrying about you right now. You've been saying that shit the whole time. But the moment you lose to Canelo, you've been respectful of Canelo the whole time. You've been respectful the whole press conference, everything. But you're gonna be disrespectful to Terrence Crawford. To me, I'm gonna be honest with you. To me, that's weird. That's weirdo activity. I mean, I understand the bad blood between you and Crawford. I understand that. I understand that you guys had a lot of shit talking back in the day. But you know what I'm saying? You had a lot of shit to say about you had a lot of shit to say to Canelo back in the day. But now all of a sudden you respectful to Canelo. So I'm lost on everything, man, when it comes to Charlo right now, man. What do you think, man? You think it was more so you think if you were Crawford's team, you still want that Charlo fight? Or are you looking up at Canelo? Because Canelo is the cash cow with the win.
So if I'm Crawford, he got his Errol Spence fight, supposedly. You got to do whatever you got to do with that. But once you get that out of the way, if they fight or they decide to move it back or just not fight again, he remove that situation out. If I'm Crawford team at his age, I'm going for the gusto. I'm going for it all. I'm going for Canelo. Like I said, and me and you talked about it. You think it'll be an easy fight. I don't think it'll be an easy fight, but I think it's a winnable fight.
Not easy how he beat Spence, but it's going to be easy considering, I think it's not going to be easy like it was for Mayweather, but I think it's going to be kind of similar to it, if that makes any sense.
I can see that because I'm going to tell you what I think about it. I keep bringing this guy up. I just can't get over it because I can't get it out of my head is what Amir Khan did to Canelo. Like, I think if you see what Amir Khan is maybe a little faster than Terrence Crawford, but he can't box nowhere near as good as Terrence Crawford. He don't hit as hard as Terrence Crawford. He's not defensively responsible as Terrence Crawford. So Terrence Crawford is 5 times better than Amir Khan. And Amir Khan was boxing the shit out of Canelo. So why can't people don't think Terrence Crawford can do it 12 rounds? I think he can do it. But I also know that, it's a weight class for a reason. It's 14 more pounds. It's a bigger man that fought at 175, and he can hit. So, we got to see how Terrence Crawford take the punch, how he handle the weight.
It's almost.
You know,
that's like 21. That's like 21 pounds. He going from 140.
Yeah, 21. He come from 147.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of weight, man. You don't know how Terrence Crawford gonna carry that weight. He may get up there and you may say, man, he looks slow. He don't look like himself. So I don't know. It's so many factors when you got to move with that much weight. If they was fighting at the same division, I would say Terrence Crawford gonna fuck Canelo up. But the fact of the matter is, he got to jump up 21 pounds and fight that man. It's gonna come into play, and it's gonna make it a very close fight. Even though I think that Terrence Crawford, skill wise, is better than Canelo, but because of that factor, I think it's gonna play a big role in that fight.
You can call me biased all you want. You can say I'm biased because I'm a Crawford fan, but I don't think he had to go. He don't have to. He don't have to. What you say?
You are. You go ahead.
In my opinion, you don't have to go to 168. I think Crawford can weigh in at like 163 and be just as fine against Canelo. Because you put the American comparison out there with how he was been outboxed by American. I think it's deeper than that. I'm gonna say, look at how he got outboxed. You know, the problems he was having with hitting Triple G. He was having problems, even though Triple G is flat-footed. He was having problems landing solid on Triple G for a lot of those fights, especially the second fight. Like, you can say Bivol. You can say he had problems with Bivol, trying to track down Bivol. You can even bring up Billy Joe Saunders early in the fight before he caught Billy Joe Saunders with an uppercut.
I mean, goes on Lara.
You can also say Lara. You can say Caleb Plant. In my opinion, Caleb Plant feet is comparable to Terrence Crawford fight. Terrence Crawford feet. Terrence Crawford don't gas the way Caleb Plant gas. Terrence Crawford probably hit harder than Caleb Plant does. I mean, possibly, probably not. You never know. Caleb Plant only got like 8 KOs. I'm just saying.
Yes.
So I'm just saying it's hard to tell. You know what I'm saying? Maybe the weight, like you said, it could be weight be different. The reason why I think Crawford wins is really for one simple reason, because that fight gonna be boring. It's a counter puncher against a counter puncher. It's not gonna be how Charlo was with Canelo. But Canelo was pretty much, I'm gonna say this: when Canelo leads in the exchanges, it's always the same couple punches. He either doing a leading left hook, or he's coming in with a jab and he's trying to walk you down and stalk you. And he do a lot of arm punches. He beat the shit out of Charlo arm tonight. If you see a lot of them hooks weren't even trying to aim for Charlo's face. He was pretty much trying to beat Charlo arm to death. You know what I'm saying? Like I call it in the pre-fight. He was beating the shit out of Charlo arm. Crawford ain't gonna be there for that. And it's gonna be a counter puncher. Because when Crawford leads, he lead with an array of shit. He lead with either a strong jab, which would be the southpaw or right hand stance, or he doing the same thing Canelo do. He's stalking it and then try to come in with hooks and shit. So I think it's gonna be a boring fight. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think it's gonna be a boring fight with him and Crawford. It's gonna be a lot of clinching and it's gonna be a whole lot of posturing. You know what I'm saying? So I think Crawford won on points, just on the simple fact that he's faster than Canelo. He got faster feet. He can jab and move better than Canelo. That's going to be a long, boring fight. I think for a lot of casual fans, they're not going to respect the win. But in my opinion, it's going to be this what it's going to be. It's going to be a counter punch jab fest, in my opinion.
I everything you're saying, I can see it. I see this fight going like numerous ways, so I can't. That's why I want to see the fight. There's so many unknowns in this fight and so many question marks. But I will say, to even consider Terrence Crawford to beat Canelo coming up 21 pounds, that show you how great he is. So I mean, big props to Terrence Crawford, because anybody else, this would be comical or a casual topic. Why are we talking about a 147 pounder fighting a 168 pounder?
Shit, I remember what they was trying to say that PBC signed Canelo to a 3-fight deal because they wanted him to fight Spence next.
Yeah, but even Spence is supposedly been a bigger natural guy, and that he was squeezing down to 147, and he should have already been at 154, 160. So it made a little bit of sense. But with Terrence Crawford, you know what I'm saying, at 147, he getting kind of big for 147 too, but he came from 135. You know what I mean? So we talking about a guy that came from 135. You know, one probably been at 147, so Korea even fought at 152. So he's a bigger guy. Even with him, it was kind of like, that's too much. So for us to even consider this fight with Terrence Crawford, that lets you know how great he is. And like you said, I think I can't tell you who I think will win right off the top of my head. I mean, common sense say Canelo, but then when you go into the boxing, when you break it down as a boxing expert, A lot of stuff stand out for Crawford. So I mean, I really can't say. I really got to sit down and think about it. But I don't want to think about it too much. I got to wait for it to get made because I feel like it's still kind of a fantasy fight. But if I was Crawford's team to answer your question, that's the fight I would try to make because, like you said, he had to end his career. You know what I'm saying? He done proved everything. At this point, you're just trying to move up that list as far as being the greatest and one of the greatest of all time. So you looking for?
I don't see him doing how Charlo. I don't see him doing how Charlo did. I don't see him going in there respecting Canelo and
he
trying to
going for it.
survive.
He gonna go for it. Then he might get knocked out. But if Crawford get knocked out, it's gonna be because he went for it. He's not gonna sit there and he's not going there to get paid or make a business decision. He got too much dog in him. If he feel like it's going that way, he gonna say it's gonna be what it's gonna be. Fuck it. That's how Crawford is. Fuck it. You gonna have to show me. That's how his attitude is. Charlo ain't like that. Charlo was kind of like, no, I'm gonna take this payday. I'm gonna take his least damage. We gonna have a sparring session, and I'm gonna get out of here and go back to 154.
Real quick though, Canelo could have hit the gas at any moment there because Charlo made a decision to survive, don't mean Canelo couldn't push the gas on him though. Why you think Canelo didn't push the gas on him?
Canelo ain't got no steroids in him no more. I'm playing. No, I mean, I ain't gonna say, hey, I was kind of joking, but I ain't joking. But I ain't gonna say that. I don't want to say that because we don't really. Well, we do know because he did test positive. But anyway, I think Canelo is slowing down, and he always had problems at the back end of fights. But even there, he could tell he thought he had a great performance tonight. He was excited about his performance, but I saw a lot of kinks in his armor too. He didn't look like the dominant Canelo. I think Canelo 3-4 years ago would have stopped Charlo, especially that Charlo tonight that was that tentative and not being aggressive and sitting there and not punching. Canelo would have stopped him 3 years ago. He would have made it to 12th round. So he definitely slowing down a little bit. So yeah, I don't know, man.
I'm gonna be honest, man. Canelo looks slow in there tonight too. That's what I'm saying, man. That speed advantage for Crawford. I think what's the trainer?
You better stay away from David Benavidez.
He better stay away from Benavidez, bro. He better stay away from Benavidez. The only way I see him beating Benavidez, yo, if Benavidez gonna have. Let's talk about that fight real quick before we can close it for like 2 minutes. The only way I see him beating Benavidez if Benavidez get caught in an exchange, and David Benavidez chin ain't what we think it is. You understand? I don't see him doing that same seeking to destroy shit against David Benavidez and winning that fight that way. He's too big, too strong, and the hand speed advantage. I think the hand speed is kind of the same. It's just he throw punches in bunches though. Like Benavidez is throwing punches in bunches. Like he trying to, once his feet planted, he throwing them bitches. I think Canelo once he's plant his feet planted, he throwing solid haymaker punches. So if Benavidez chin ain't what we think it is, and he get caught with one of them clean hooks, that's the only way I see Canelo actually beating him.
That was the point I was just about to make. I said I ain't even gonna talk about the fight too long. If Benavidez chin hold up, he gonna fuck Canelo up. If it don't, it's gonna be an interesting fight because then it's a punching chance. Because with his counter punching ability and the way that Benavidez throws 5 or 6 punches in a row, he catch him in between those punches and something he don't see, it can change the fight. But if he eat Canelo punch, Canelo getting fucked up. Canelo gonna get fucked up so bad, he might retire after that fight. It's gonna be that bad that he won't be the same. He gonna get beat up.
Yeah, I agree. I think Canelo can take his punch though. Canelo has not shown me that he gonna get staggered by, and he rolled well off the punch. So I don't see David Benavidez. It's gonna be a decision fight. I just think
He gonna beat up though.
He gonna get beat up. Yeah, he gonna get beat up. I think he's gonna get beat up. You know what I'm saying? I think until Canelo show me, it's gonna sound weird. Until Canelo show me a different wrinkle in his game, because he hasn't shown me any different wrinkles in the last 4 to 5 years. I think Benavidez is too much for him. Was there anything else you want to add to this topic before we get out of here?
I was saying Canelo old, man. I keep forgetting Canelo he ain't old in age. He old in boxing age.
He been boxing 15. He got 60 fights. This dude got 60 plus fights, bro.
He old man. But I don't got nothing else to say, man. I guess we'll talk more about these fantasy fights maybe next week when we hear some more stuff about what maybe opponent they may both have.
Yeah, cause I'm pretty sure a lot of people gonna be talking about Crawford. A lot of people gonna be talking about Benavidez. So I'm pretty sure we're gonna come back later on and see. I think our next video probably will be on which fight would you rather see? Would you rather see the Canelo Benavidez fight, or would you rather see the Canelo Crawford fight? But until next time, man, this is, of course, your favorite channel, man, CTB. This is Chan Tuck Boxing. I'm your boy, Jay Slay. Say peace to him, man.
All right, everybody, please hit that like button so more people see the video, comment, let us know what you think about the fight, notification bell, and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed already. You know why? Because we love boxing and you love boxing. But most of all, God, peace, and love, and we out of here. Take care.